inbound marketing, creator of Stern.Marketing, which is a great way to market your business using the benefits, not the features. And I'm here with one of the top innovators on Snapchat, in social media, in the world, Suzanne, otherwise known as StringStory. Thank you for joining us.
Welcome to the future. I feel like I always like to say that because
you like to say
I'm like 18 hours ahead of like San Francisco and way ahead of you guys when it comes to America. I'm joking, but in terms of time, I am 18 hours ahead of San Francisco.
You are way ahead of the entire American people and everything. I agree. So it's 3:37 p.m. here in Denver, Colorado. What time is it and day is it over there?
Saturday, 9:37 a.m.
Wow, that is crazy. You're like a full day and a half and a day away. That's incredible. So how is tomorrow going? Did we make it through the day?
Oh, you'll survive Trump.
The earth still exists tomorrow. All right. So what I want to do, a lot of people are talk about, interviews with Snapchat and all that and about it, but I wanted to interview you about some other things, such as before Snapchat, before this all came along in the way that you could broadcast yourself in this way. What was your life like? What were you doing? What were your hobbies? Were you in school? What was your life like before this Snapchat explosion happened the past couple of years?
Well, I've been focusing on video for quite a long time. I call myself a curious geek of the future, so I'm always testing out the latest technology, social media, and communication. And I think I realized that I love video and communication with people generally because I know that I was a people's person from the very start. And at a young age, I always felt like I needed to connect with people. And I thought that mobile technology is moving rapidly. Internet has moved so much that the combination of mobile phone and internet has created Meerkat, Periscope, and and Snapchat now. So I think I kind of like blown up or like started loving video was when Meerkat first happened, which was the first mobile live streaming platform. And, before Periscope existed. And I gained 44,000 followers. And it's like, holy crap.
Exactly.
I must be doing something right. And then he died.
So you're a natural at this. When you get on camera, your smile, your personality, and all that. But are you on the inside? Are you an introvert? Would you consider yourself, or an extrovert? In life, are you more of an introvert and then you have to say, all right, I'm going to broadcast now and go out? Or are you an extrovert? Do you just love to just turn on things and start broadcasting?
Well, I didn't even like the camera. I just like connecting with people. I have to say I have both capabilities of being an introvert and an extrovert. I love hanging out with people. If you chuck me in the middle of nowhere, I'll probably survive. Right. As an introvert, I like doing stuff by myself. I like eating by myself. Right. I like rocking up to the movies by myself. I don't mind traveling by myself. But on TV camera, I have to show my extroverted personality, I guess.
Well, right. When you're on camera, you're ready to perform. So now that you are a consistent content creator, and you were before, and now especially on Snapchat, is it still fun? Is it just part of your life now to do this? Obviously, it's your career and your job at the same time. Or are there some days when you go, I got to get away. This is my introvert time. Like, I don't want to do this. And do you feel like a guilt about that? Or do you say, you know what? It's okay. They can wait. It's me time. I want to pause this.
Yesterday I went out for dinner with one of my oldest friends. Like, I knew him since I was 15. So it's a 22-year relationship. And he goes to me and says, I don't even get what you're doing. Literally.
Right.
Like, I don't even understand Snapchat. And then he said, I'm watching you grow and I'm so proud of you because of what you achieved, because you're an amazing storyteller. And I'm like thinking, hallelujah. He knows that I'm a storyteller.
Yeah.
It's like,
exactly.
you should continue creating content. You know, I feel like you're one of those top people that people don't even realize. So I'm really proud that like someone who followed my project doesn't get what I'm doing, but he knows that I'm a storyteller. So even if Snapchat dies, all the skills that I learned from Meerkat, Periscope, Blab has been transferable. I'm one of those type where I
Now
like
that's
checking. Yeah,
right.
go ahead.
So that's an important point because some people that I see, they seem to be really, just attached to being, let's say a Snapchat star or a Snapchat superstar or a Snapchat influencer. And you would say, as you've seen Meerkat and Blab and these other things, come and go, hey, wait a minute, you've got to be ready to take your talents onto the next platform because it's you, right, that's talented at giving stories and you know that and you use that. So that is transferable, right?
Mhm. And also the way I formatted my shows
Mm-hmm.
is really important because a lot of people don't realize like you have to deliver a show regardless what it is. If you provide value, whether it be here, the hat, or the hip pocket, you still have to
Right.
provide some kind of value and entertainment.
Got it. So when you decide to get up in the morning and make a Snapchat story, are you focused on, is it like a morality play? In other words, what I'm getting at is you know that there's a moral at the end. Like this is the lesson I want to teach everybody. So I'm going to kind of work backwards from that and kind of plan, okay, this is how I'm going to get to this main point. Or is it more like it just flows as it flows and then you realize, okay, guys, here's the conclusion of it. Well, I'm getting at like how much planning is there, or is it just kind of like it flows and it comes out and you wrap it up and there you are?
I'm a planner. I have to say,
Yeah, I
otherwise I don't
figured
know.
as much, right?
Otherwise, I don't know what to say or what the conclusion is. You could tell when I'm like doing my usual like just go with the flow days, and you could also tell
Mm-hmm.
when I'm on like providing super high concentrated value in terms of content. And people love. I think I have just the other day I had like 500 screenshots on a Sunday,
Wow.
and I don't
Wow.
think realize like the way I treat Snapchat is that it's an interactive TV show, so you have the interactive I have to emphasize because on
Okay.
Snapchat and you can't even do that on Instagram stories. There is no screenshot. Only Snapchat has that capabilities at the moment. Everyone calls it the creep factor, but I have to say that it's the most underutilized tool on Snapchat that people should utilize. As a business tool, as a personality tool, you could play games with it. You can use it as reference points. You could push traffic. You could do a lot of things with screenshots, and a lot of people don't realize that. You could, introduce a influencer or recommend people because you know how crap the discovery is, and then you could recommend 6 awesome snappers or something like that, and people would just like
Mm-hmm.
crave to find really good
Yeah.
snappers, and they would just like screenshot the hell out of it. And I'm always promoting other people because I believe that for you to succeed, you have to make sure that the platform is sustainable. Otherwise, if you're the only one promoting yourself, you're saying that there are many other good content creators. I feel like there 3% of the world are content creators, or just
Wow.
content creators. Others are curators
Right.
and consumers. So you may as well like utilize the platform for what it is.
Wow. That's amazing. So have you had times when brands or companies or even another person has come to you and said, I notice how you do this. So you actually have a structure for shout outs. Like you say, if you want a shout out, you've organized this so well into a system because then you're in control of it. Whereas whereas I would imagine that now, I don't know how many people watch your Snapchat story a day or whatever, you're kind of bombarded. People are asking you, hey, follow me, do this for me. Well, can you like my whatever or screenshot my thing? And you've got it down to a system where there is an opportunity for that. And you can say, okay, to do that, right, to work with me or have a shout out, you do this. Now, has there ever been someone who has, or a company that has said, well, we want you to do this and we want to pay you this money. And you have said, you know what, that's not my audience. Like that wouldn't appeal to them.
Yeah, I think if you're becoming the like ambassador for a brand or something, you should make sure that your values are aligned at least.
Right. You match their values, right?
Otherwise, what's the point? Like, because you won't convert anyone over to their brand at all. And also, I have a really high standard, so I won't choose partnerships that don't really align with who I am as a person as well. It's a choice I get, because I'd rather go for quality than quantity. I decided from very early on that I'd rather have really premium people around me or quality people around me, so I attract the kind of vibe or the tribe that I want to associate with.
Got it. Okay, now the name StringStory. Did that come at? Did you change your your screen into it, or how did that happen? You just looked at it. You said, "Wait, I could make like string of a story, like string stories." Like that just came to you, and you made yourself that on Snapchat, because it's brilliant. How did you come up with that?
So I graduated as a material designer, practiced for a few years, and I realized that I didn't like working for the man. I want to work for myself. And I also didn't find any creativity satisfaction within the job as well. So I started becoming Spider Woman on the streets, creating strings, connecting people, time and place together. And I did that, and I was exhibited, I was doing really well. And then I realized that, it didn't work out because I wasn't making much money from being an artist. And I learned how to run a business after that. And I realized that people kept on coming back to me for social media and marketing advice. And I realized that my skill sets as a connector, whether the people continued on, and I'm doing it online. So I'm connecting stories and trends online. So StringStory continued to stick. And it's not like I did something overnight. It was like a 10-year plan, just sticking with one brand. Personal branding.
Well, and it has a philosophical meaning to it. String theory and subatomic, and we're all connected to some kind of energy between us that connects us, and subatomic. But you know what I'm saying. So it's brilliant because there's a philosophy behind it that we all can tell these stories together, and we're all connected somehow. Through the universe and all that. So, what's coming up for you? What's next? Like, I know you launched your online course. It's tremendous. It's amazing, right?
Thank you.
What's next for you? What's coming up in the next couple of months?
In the next couple of months, I'm writing a book. It's called Strange Fried Chicken Story.
I love it. That's brilliant.
And if you follow me, you know that I love fried chicken, and it's also because I wanted to be.
I've heard this.
It's visual narrative, and you probably see my timelines. It's Snapchat, fried chicken, Snapchat, fried chicken, Snapchat.
I noticed that. I noticed as I watch your stories. It's business, chicken, business, chicken. Yes. Now, KFC. Now, we have an American company, I've heard, from Kentucky. I'm sure you've heard of it, that makes fried chicken. They have not approached you yet with all your mentioning of fried chicken?
Well, at the moment, in Melbourne, there's a massive fried chicken and beer trend. And every time they see someone goes out and eat fried chicken and beer, they take a photo and they send it to me. Once a week. I mean, if I count, I have 10 photos and pings of fried chicken stories around the world.
Wow.
So that
go ahead. Yeah.
That kind of shows that visual branding is really important, because even if they don't understand what I do, when they see fried chicken, they think of me, which is on top of mind.
You're getting it to where, that people think fried chicken and they think StringStory. So I got to get a bucket of KFC and go home and watch StringStory. That's it.
Yeah.
Period.
Say KFC. Go ahead.
I was going to say, so I've now turned on Musically and Lively, right? And what I see kind of, and this is an important question, it kind of scares me, because there's younger and younger kids that are broadcasting, themselves. And some of them already have followings and all of this kind of stuff. But to me, if I was a parent, I'm not a parent yet, but if I was, what do you think, what I'm getting at? The age kind of limit is for this kind of, thing, because that there's also a lot of adult things that you have to deal with, if you're broadcasting yourself and if you're out there and all the messages that you get and all that kind of stuff. do you sense that? Do you see that? Or are you like, wow, let all these kids, I mean, I think our next, world leaders are going to be the social media star people coming up, today. What do you think about that?
We can't, if the pattern is younger kids are so familiar with phones and videos. My nephew is only like a year old. He's already know how to pose for photos already. His selfie game is much stronger than mine, I have to admit. And the thing is, I think these tools do come out. I do feel like if used in a positive way, it does build up really strong presentation skills. It does build up self-confidence.
Okay.
That's the positive side. But the negative side is like there is a creep factor. Someone could like actually connect with these young kids, and you don't know who's behind that camera.
You don't know who that is or what. Yeah, exactly. And so yeah, it goes. Yeah.
Or what would I do is like I wouldn't stop them from telling their story, because it is a powerful tool in that it's a video to tell their story or show or develop their personalities.
Right.
I would probably like give them help them recognize the red flags and say, these are the parameters that you should understand and how to deal with certain issues when someone trolls you. So how do you deal with that? And, and also probably limit it as well. Don't make them go onto something like, I understand the concept of gamification. So make them like, hey, you can't do it like for 6 hours at a time. It's just not helpful.
Wow. So with all of this going on, and since Snapchat is so interactive and people can react, send messages right after with a 10-second thing, how long does it take you to go through all the messages and all the things that are going on? I mean, is this now something where you have to say, okay, now I've done my story, and maybe first thing in the morning I have to check all these messages? Because you know how people are. If you stop responding, right, or don't respond at all to people, they may go away. So how does that work in this world of you're getting so big? My gosh, 1,000 chat messages could be waiting for you the next day.
Oh, sometimes like it hasn't come. It's still scalable. I'm still able to like chat with some really good people on there at the moment, but I do have a fear of not responding back, and I noticed that sometimes I respond back with one, little like yes, no, and that's not really engaging.
Right.
I don't know yet. Like I have to go through it myself, but I have a feeling that what's going to happen is that I might have to I found tactics. I already thought of tactics already to deal with that already. Even if even if I got one of the questions that I kept getting 10 times, I probably would like respond through my stories. There's a way of doing things that are a lot more efficient, I guess.
Right. And I mean, eventually some people who blog and have the huge, social media followings, they actually have a company or someone, helps them with that, helps them respond and all that kind of stuff. It'll be interesting to see what happens, in other words, if people eventually do that and have other people help them with those kind of things. So you have been very interested, right out of the bat. You're like, here's a bit.ly link, and I'm going to go, here's the bit.ly link to my ebook, and go buy this. And you've been one of the few people that I've watched that had a unique, really just sharp business sense of this, like right off the bat, like here's how we're going to do it. And I've done inbound marketing, from social media or from landing pages for the past since it began. But how did you come up with that, knowing how to do that? I mean, was that something that you saw other people doing on other platforms and you said, my gosh, Snapchat, why don't we just make a bit.ly code and have them go buy my ebook through that? Like, how did that come about where you realized, wait, this can be monetized. We can flow the traffic right through?
Well, before, like, you do know that I run a social media and marketing business. So for me, like, sending the bit.ly link is the fastest way to get, also to train people up saying, this is a web link.
Right.
And otherwise, like StringStory.co is something that everyone has become super familiar with, and I just push traffic onto my website. But the bit.ly one does work. But the most another tactic that I've been testing out and have a really strong conversion rate is
Mm-hmm.
what I call the emoji call to action, where I, like, if you're interested in having a link sent to you, send me a fried chicken. Like, I've written the
Oh,
latest
wow.
blog, so, you know, like, and if you're interested, send me a fried chicken. And people just send me a fried chicken. I just send them the link to the blog, and then, you know, like, giving them, because in Instagram, there's a hyperlink where people push towards traffics and stuff like that already.
Mm-hmm.
Snapchat does have that, but people don't utilize the messaging side as part of the business as well. And I've done that.
Right.
And the amount of people who want to join me the 30-day challenge is amazing. So I've been pushing them traffic to my Facebook so then people could organically like my page at the same time as well. And that's grown as well.
Right. So you move it. We're always trying to move people then from platform to platform so that we can communicate with them in different ways using different things and all that. That's amazing. So what was your favorite, not even maybe on Snapchat, but what's your favorite company that you've worked for? Your biggest success story where you've helped someone else with social media. What was that like, and what was the success like?
I'm thinking for some reason, the one that I'm looking most forward to is Pulse Festival that's coming up in a couple months, where I'm actually utilizing my skills as a producer and saying these are things that you could do to help promote, distribute, and grow your channel.
Wow.
So I already got like some really big opportunities coming my way, and in Australia, Snapchat isn't that popular or utilized for business. So I have like a 2-year opportunity to say, hey, this is what is happening at the moment. And if you're interested, you should do my course, and then we could have a discussion about it, because it's really hard to have a conversation if you don't understand the basic dynamics of Snapchat. And sometimes they don't want to know, but they do understand that it is a great channel for personal branding or humanizing a brand.
Wow. So how a bit in the business side of it, as people started to approach you and want you to do different things, how did you start to set the price? The reason why I'm saying this is because some Snapchatters who are huge and they're artists and this and that, and they say they've worked with brands and stuff, but they don't seem to have that business sense. You know what I'm saying? To monetize it, to give themselves a value, to understand that they're, you know, how to do that, how to make a deal and all of that. Did that just come naturally to you? Or like I always say, you can always come down in price, but you can't go back up. So did you take the leap of faith the first time, you know, something bigger happened and say, well, bam, you know, this is how many followers I have? $5,000. I mean, did you just say confidently a high number and it worked? Or
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I mean,
like, if they're a business person, they will negotiate regardless. That's what I learned. And, you know, if you believe in your skill set so strongly, but you have to almost set a framework. It's like, this is who I am. This is what I can deliver. And when I deliver it, this is how much I expect you to pay. And if I don't deliver it, I will like halve that price. So it's almost like saying that I'm set a framework saying that, you know, I could deliver. And when you set that expectation up, of course they go say yes to that. And if they say no to it, then that means like you don't, like, it's okay. Like, there's always opportunities elsewhere. And when someone says no, they're doing me a favor, because they're a person who wants my stuff, my skill sets, would come to me and say yes. They saved me time.
It's amazing. So now we're going to jump from business to the, you know, social world of things. There's a lot of division in the world, you know, this side versus that side and that. But I found, and I don't know if you agree with me, that the Snapchat community seems to be very supportive, very loving and caring, you know, people. And have you found that, and have you relished in that? Because on other platforms, there's a lot of, you know, back and forth and things that are hateful that go around. But on Snapchat, it doesn't seem to be that way. Would you agree? And why do you think on this silly chat app, you know, video chat app, that the community has grown so much in such a positive direction?
It's playful. No one has taken it seriously. And it's almost like, because of the threshold of like joining is a little bit higher, you feel like you want to make the most of it. the experience. So people do bring their positive vibes into it. And your reputation is kind of at stake as well. But I do feel like you're right in regards that the community is super positive and super supportive. And I think it's just because of the influencers that have helped create this community of support as well. They would all the credit to like Serene, Honduras, Carlos, everyone else that I've like talked to, and even you have only brought in positive vibes.
Right.
People want to. I love how like people want to see people succeed.
People want to see people succeed. I like that. That's really, really good. Well, you certainly are succeeding. So what's next? What would you really like to do next? I mean, what has been something that you haven't done yet? You said you're coming out with the book and all of that. What would be the next thing that you would want to do? Because you've already done so much, I would say, wow, you're done. You can retire next year. You're done. So then just kick back.
I'm focusing on pushing my Snapchat course to be the #1 Snapchat course in the world.
#1. Everybody go get StringStory's #1 Snapchat course in the world.
I want people to do it because it's actionable, really fun. It shows you how to use it for business. It shows you how to grow your channel. It shows you how to have these call to action. And I'm going to update it and talk about the emoji call to action, which I think is one of my, secret tools tell you how to like utilize messaging platform to the full capacity as well. So it's like going for another round of updates. And people said it's like $97 is too cheap for what you have to offline. So I'm like thinking, yeah, when I do all these rounds of updates, it's going to be $297. I'm just like, go keep it at that standard and that price.
Okay. So where can people go get your course?
StringStory.co/course.
Got it. All right. You are awesome. You are the best. I'm gonna stop the recording now, but we will. If you want to give me a, thank you for having me kind of thing, and then I'll tack that out at the end of it, and then we can keep talking for a little bit before you have to go.
Did I say that? Thank you for having me. I really appreciate the opportunity to have a chat with you and talk about Snapchat. I love talking about Snapchat, but I also love talking about business.
Well, I would look forward to working with you and doing business with you. You are a gift to the world.
Thank you so much.